Hello folks. So in this video we're going to actually look at how you can actually use automation to apply for jobs online. So I'm going to be taking up this very simple website called Instahyre. One of my friends was recently telling me that I need to apply at least to 600 jobs per month, which is on an average 20 jobs per day for 30 days for a month. Basically. And so I was trying to understand how to even go about it. Like my idea was I would just apply to the companies that um, I know and things like that. But then I thought, okay, let's just apply and let's see how it goes. So I applied to more roles. So I just wanted to share how I applied to more and more opportunities and jobs by using some automation. So this automation is specific to Instahyre, but you can do something similar for other websites. It's easier to automate on Instahyre because in Instahyre it's like a very simple click. You give all the information to Instahyre beforehand, and you just have to click, and say apply. That's all, right? So I have actually recently applied to many of these jobs. So you can actually see I applied to some 2,158 jobs, right? So let's actually look at some undecided ones. So you can actually see 2,158 jobs I've actually applied. Um, One moment. So it says interested, right? Not interested, there are none. Of course, it shows zero here itself. Um, so and then undecided I have some. So yep, I can actually use the automation over here, and I can actually use the automation more also. Let's actually look at the automation that I used. One moment. So I used JavaScript. Since it's the browser, I used JavaScript to do clicks, because you just need to click apply and you're done. And if you say not interested, you can accordingly do that. So apply basically says you're interested, I think, and then not interested is this. So let me go ahead and find out. I think it must be in my logs. So I was just looking at click. So yeah, so here you can actually see the JavaScript that I wrote here. So let me look at the so this has retrying for rate limiting errors, and this one without retrying for rate limiting errors, right? Let me check. So basically I had got some rate limit errors and all. So one moment. So it'll wait for 30 minutes and then start again. But I'm not going to use that for now, because rate limit errors leads to more than 30 minutes also sometimes. If there's an error, we just stop. Basically what we do is we have a sleep function in case we need a sleep, but I don't think we need a sleep here. Oh, we do need like for 100 milliseconds. So click buttons is what we use basically. So, and this is one moment. This was just some test, I think. So yeah, so to check if button is disabled or not, right? So basically whenever you click view, the initially the button is disabled, and then you enable the button, they enable it, the apply button. So basically what it does is it takes the start time and keeps it and like stores it, and then there's a I. Actually you could probably call it a different good name. I'll call it a good name. One moment. So so while loop is an indefinite loop, and we start by looking for errors. So sometimes there's an error, say something problematic, or like say rate limiting error and all. So it just says found some error, and then it clicks the close button, and then So it clicks it, and then it says it's going to exit now, and it maybe you can avoid clicking this so that you can actually see the error, right? And then so basically you can actually just say just a moment. Some reason I'm not able to comment this out. Weird. Okay, so let me just go ahead and oh yeah, now again. Okay, so let me just say this, and you know choose to close or not close the error. Not closing the error helps with debugging later. Okay, so gonna exit now, and then it will just say how much time it you took up, and number of this is basically number of, so renaming is not a quality, try renaming a header. Okay, so I think this I is basically just used here alone, so I'll just call it number of jobs applied. Alright, so that's what this is basically. So once you click the button, you basically say number of jobs is this much applied, and that's it, right? So let me actually go ahead and run this to show you how it looks like when you just go ahead and paste this in your browser. So I open up the console, so and I close this and I paste this, and okay, so it just doesn't work because I have to open up this and then start out. Let me just reload the page. I need to say view, and then I have to start from here. So yep, and then press enter. So you can actually see how apply is being clicked. Once apply is enabled, it just clicks it. Want to apply to similar jobs? Okay, I think behind the scenes it's just applying multiple times. I'll just say this. So usually there's no other pop-ups, but in this case there was a pop-up, yes. That do you want to apply to similar jobs? But if there's no pop-up, nothing else, then you just click on apply, keep clicking on apply, and you're done. It says wrong over here 93 times. It is wrong. So it was more like some 10, 11 times only, right? So you can just reload, and you can actually see that you have many interested jobs. The thing is, now we've used this automation to just apply. So if you want, you can apply to more functions, like do a new search, say Kubernetes, Golang, Sari, or Postgres. It is say Rust. Let's just see. Backend development, front-end development, full stack development, mobile development, QA. Let's just see how we can actually apply. So so design creative, no, I'm not going to that. So there's operations, there's sales, there's marketing, let's see, engineering management, and then so let's say technical production, technical writing, custom and technical production support, just to show you how you can actually you know do this automation and just apply to many of them. So functional, technical, network administration, pre-sales. Okay, just a moment. Almost done. So we have functional or technical consulting. Okay, yeah, I think that's it. IT, security, and network administration. We'll come back to these. So location, we'll give anywhere for now. So we'll see the results for this. Um, let's see the results for this. Right, maybe so this says 1219 jobs. Maybe I can close these and see how many jobs shows up. Um, it says 10,196, right? So let's take a screenshot of this alone, just to understand what now I kept in here. And okay, so now let's go ahead and run our automation. It does say the Instamatch score is low. So based on lot of data points and whatnot. So it says is calculated by using a large number of data points from your profile, this company's hiring patterns, and this recruiter's preferences for this role. So now if I just start out clicking buttons now, let's say do this over here. So run this. Right, so now you can actually see that this is running, and so it has clicked these many times and it has applied. So users can run this, keep running this for quite some time. I've applied for like hundreds, like 400, 300, 400, 500 jobs like this easily. And I'm yet to see higher numbers, but yeah, actually we could just say this many number of jobs. And in case it comes up that this whole there are similar jobs, I think I should stop clicking and I should click apply and then move on. I'm yet to code for that, but as you can see I just don't do anything and this just keeps clicking. Right, I'm not using any clicks to close this. I can do that also if needed. But yeah, other than that I think it's going ahead and fetch XHR is also there. I think it's applying. As you can see over here, it's applying. It calls apply again and again, and yeah. Like for example, this job ID and 374390. So you can actually see it's review. I think payload was 374116. Okay. So 3509 and 825 368. Okay. I think the job ID differs. Here it says 370937. Anyways. Um, yeah, but yeah, basically it gets the job ID and uses that to apply and all. So you can actually see that. And I'm not sure about their internals, but this is working on fine. And you can just keep doing this. I think you might be able to use recordings to create automated end-to-end tests or performance. So I think you can actually use this recording to actually just run stuff, right? I think there's this concept of even playing recordings and stuff. I guess I still haven't tried that out, but you can go ahead and use this. As you can see, I've already applied like 52 times now. So click 52 times and apply to 52 things, right? And there are so many more jobs out there. So this is on Instahyre. You can do something similar for say LinkedIn, assuming it's just a one-click job. If it's not a one-click job, it's going to be harder. For example, if it's something like greenhouse website for you can also go to a different website, go to a different page, and it will still work. I think so. As if you can click here, you can actually see it's still going on. Right, 62 times, 63 times, and it will go on. Toast at a glance, and okay. So now you can actually see 65. So now I'll actually go and check out say LinkedIn jobs, right? On LinkedIn, when you apply, there are some different things going on usually. So for example, if it's an easy apply, then it's just a one click shot, right? But if it's actually like, for example, say, um, you need to type in some details, for example, what is your number and whatnot. Here you can see it's an external website. So here you have to click, it goes to an external website. So you have to usually type in some details, and it's not just a single click, right? So yeah, so here if you see, if you click apply, you need to sign in, and then I think accordingly you will do stuff. But usually you have to type out stuff and say type your name, upload your resume and whatnot. Sometimes they have easy apply. For example, if you look at filters, if you have a has verification, probably ensure that you have verified jobs only. There are 4K plus, but if you say verification, then yeah. This says show jobs with verification. Learn more about verification on jobs. So job function, title, and then under 10 applicants is very few. In your network, very few. And then I think there is usually this thing where it says easy apply. It's not coming up here, but oh yeah, easy apply. See, easy apply is just single click, so you can actually just run JavaScript. Someone told this to me actually. Just run JavaScript on LinkedIn and just keep applying. The thing is, I hadn't actually done it before, and recently when I was thinking about applying, and I was like, okay, yeah, this person just said this, and we can actually do this. It's fine. Initially, I was like, you can't do it because if it's an external website, you can't. But if it's easy apply, you just have to click. That's all, right? Easy apply is a single click, but usually even with this, I think you'll have to type in such information. Your say it'll ask some questions, say contact info, it'll ask you to put your resume, and then next it'll ask some stuff like this. These are all not automatable. You have to actually ensure that you write in the correct answers. But if it's say if it's a single click easy apply, then it's pretty easy. So for example, in this case, let's see, need to say this. Looks like I have a lot more to do, right? So yeah, so easy apply is still not one click, but in the case of Instahyre, it's a one click thing, so it's easy to automate. um, so yeah, you can easily apply to just more and more over here easily. I'm not sure if there are other similar websites like Instahyre, but I do know that there are a lot of hiring recruitment related websites. Like I think one is called Weekday. Uh, Let me check. So one moment. I think it's called Weekday Recruitment. Yeah, weekday.works. This is a popular one. So for candidates, you can just log in and um, there are jobs installed. So they have some interesting stuff. So weekday, and then there is something called Top Hire, right? Not top, sorry, Top Hire. So you can actually see Top Hire, Instahyre, and then of course there are popular ones in India like Naukri.com. Um, and then there are websites like, I think I forgot the name. Asana, no, forgot the name. Indian recruitment companies. As in recruitment portals. So weekday is there. Um, okay, so recruitment platforms. So you have Indeed, of course. So you can actually go to Indeed, and I think there are more work India.in, and then looks like there are a lot of them. So you can probably go and check out. If there is a one-click thing, then you can easily just apply, right? There's this thing called Applause, and yeah, this Apna, yes, correct. It's not Asna, Apna. So you can check out on these websites. So there are a lot of platforms for job search and applying for jobs. So go check it out, and if possible, use automation. For example, I think weekday is free for candidates, but I think it's paid for companies. Let me see. So subscription was try before what kind of expenditure was. So I think it's, let me see. So hire proactively and don't discount people. Apply and free if no hire is done with us. Okay. So yeah, looks like there are questions about how they are different from Naukri Instahyre. Um, so features from hiring companies where we have for candidates. How search is here? Find them here. Okay, so basically they have this candidates version, and the pricing I think probably not there for candidates. I think so. Contingency models, a dedicated senior recruiter who finds candidates. So this is for companies, I believe, right? What's the difference between the two? What is charge? Is it free available and whatnot? Anyway, so these are for large teams. You use AI enabled smart filters to find candidates. So these are only for companies. Um, um, so yeah, you can actually see um, for candidates it's just free, right? Uh, so they get the money from the companies, and accordingly they are sustainable, I guess. So that is weekday, and there are other companies also, Apna and whatnot. So yeah, you can actually now go and see that you have I've done like some 87 times over here applied. So you can actually go to Instahyre and check um, the interested ones to see that the count would have increased from 2170 to something, yeah, 2260. So 2170 plus I think some 90 is that. So 2260, next it will be 2263 or something, because it was 93 there. So Yep, 2262. So yep. So that is that, and you can actually also check out the activity in Instahyre. So who is looking at your what do you say, resume and your profile and all? So they have a full activity list. For example, I got my job in Ola, my previous job, from this only, from Mukul Kanpal. So yeah, cool. So that's all I had for this video, to show how you can use automation to apply for jobs with the example of Instahyre. So that's all I had for this video. I'll see you next one. Bye bye.